Folks, this next guest really needs no introduction. She's one of the most loved, admired, and respected media personalities in Trinidad and Tobago. Multifaceted, multi-talented. People, this is the sensational Golda Bruce.
How am I going to beat that introduction?
Welcome.
Who's that? Where is she?
Oh my gosh, how are you?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
It's
Thank
a
you for having
pleasure.
me.
We need to catch up. It's been ages.
Yes, it has been. And I've missed you. I've missed you.
I know, I missed you
And I'm
too.
just meeting my
Okay,
friend
okay,
here.
okay.
I know. Girls.
We
It
like
happens, it happens. This is Keston.
Keston.
I know that you, of course, you...
I know of
Yes.
Golda.
Well,
We met for the first time today.
Today,
But
We are so privileged to have her on set with us.
yeah, thank you. That means something to me.
Yeah, I missed you. I really did, eh? We worked together. You know, I used to work with Golda a long time.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Twice,
yes.
The second time lasted 6 weeks. But hey, you live and you learn.
You know, we make some choices.
Yes.
And then things fall back into place.
Yes. Yes, I left the media for 6 weeks.
6
to take up
weeks.
a job at an advertising firm, and I went right back after 6 weeks.
And that was the second time we worked together.
Wow.
Yeah, it didn't take very long for me to realize, wait, this is not what I ought to be doing.
This is not the place for you.
And you found yourself back in news.
I did. News always tends to find me somehow.
Yeah, I was just going to
Yeah.
ask you, how did you ever end up into that? I know, you've come from a strong family background or whatnot, but what made you really decide that
Right.
this is what you want to do?
Okay, so I actually wanted to study international relations. Somehow I thought that I should be a diplomat. I don't know what that is
Girl,
about.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
But that's what I thought, right? So I went to school to study international relations, and I ended up, by chance, if I talk about that, we're going to be here for the whole day, in the School of Media and Communication. And it only took one television production class for me to realize that, okay, I could find a way here. And I come from a family of fairly strong communicators. My sister is also in media.
Yes,
Many
Nayat.
people in my family have written for the newspapers or in jobs that are communications related right now. So I found a good fit.
Yeah.
And since then, I keep finding it. And at CNC3, I actually went back to CNC3 7 years ago to do something very much behind the scenes. And I ended up once again in front of the camera. So that's what I mean by it's finding me.
It finds you.
Yeah, it finds me. But I love it.
And it suits you, and the nation loves you. You know, I mean, you have a huge fan base, Golda. Yes. Everybody loves. I mean, what are we going to do now that I hear that you are broadening your horizons yet again?
Yes. Well, I feel that the time has come for me to make a change. I'm actually going abroad to make a small change for the sake of family and my own personal development. As you know, I was publicly pregnant. I was on the set pregnant 4 years ago, getting nice and fat in front of everybody.
We followed the journey.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
beautiful.
It was, yeah. There were a couple of chins involved that didn't need to be there.
It happens. It happens.
So I know you guys followed that, and this media job that I have right now, I love it. It loves me, but I pick my son up from daycare at 9 p.m.
Jeez.
And his father is also in media. So there are a couple of things that we are doing for us now, you know? And it's going to be sad for me to leave. It's 3 weeks away, and I've already started crying. I have a session every day. I cry. 3 weeks away from my last day. And it's going to be rough, because I really like my team. I love my job. But this new thing.
I mean, given your history, I'm pretty sure it's going to find you again, right?
I'm going to run. I'm going to hide. But maybe it will.
So do we get to know where you're going?
No. Good try, though.
Listen, oh gosh,
You're kind of stuck in there.
It's going to come back again. I'm going to ask again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give up. But maybe you could hint a little bit something.
Well, it's not in media.
So we're not...
It's not in media.
Okay, but... Okay.
But you may see me. I don't know.
I'm not going to say that. Which leads me to, apart from you being in media, you're like an amazing singer. Most of Trinidad have heard you perform, and you're like brilliant.
Thank you.
So
Brilliant, but-
you're going to continue
Lay it
doing
on
that.
thick, right?
I love my
I
goals.
am going to sing. I'm going to sing as much as I can. I love singing. I love singing. So I'm going to find ways to sing outside of my bathroom.
Yeah.
Because, there I'm the star. I'm like Beyonce in my bathroom.
I think
The
Darling.
acoustics.
Oh my God, it's you sound so brilliant
Yeah, I
in
know.
the shower.
Everybody sounds
Golda, I
brilliant.
think
in
you
the
want to sing us out
Everybody
before we can take a break.
No. I'm not singing anything. I can't. I just had a Coca-Cola That was my morning coffee, and I'm not going to risk it. No, no, no.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back with more with Golda Lee. Welcome back, folks. We're back with Golda Lee Bruce on set with us today. So, girls, let's talk news. What do you think right now about the whole industry in terms of journalism? Are you satisfied with where we are as journalists, the standards, best practices? What are your feelings about those things?
The answer to that question, the honest answer to that question is no, I'm not satisfied, but I feel it wouldn't be a good thing if I were satisfied. I think that we still need to create more avenues for journalists to get proper training, more internships, more opportunities to develop, more mentorship, because there's very high labor turnover in the media industry. Thankfully, it's not very high in the place that I work right now. And over the last 6 years of being there, I have seen the staff develop exponentially.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen everywhere. And there aren't very many opportunities. And people feel still that you can just be a journalist one day. But there's a science of journalism. There's a way to do it. There's a code of ethics that we must abide by. Otherwise, we get ourselves in trouble, and we see it all the time, journalists getting themselves in trouble because sometimes we just don't know better. We haven't been trained. We don't have a mentor who will step in and say, don't do that again.
Yeah.
As so many others have done for me. They come and say, Golda, don't ask those questions again. Okay, thanks, bye. I would get those kinds of phone calls.
As you say that, who did you look up to?
That's a really good one. Quite a few people. But a lot of my training in television news came from Tony Fraser.
Really?
Yeah, he took a very hands-on approach with me early on. And up to today, I could call him and ask for advice on different things. And, we see him rarely on television.
Yeah,
but he's good with the science of reporting. I remember his first advice to me when I started coming on camera, when I started going on camera. He said, you know what is the best thing that you could do for yourself? Above the research, above the preparation, above getting to know your interviewee, relax. Relax. And when you relax, you speak more eloquently. If you make a mistake, you're able to recover because you're relaxed. So
and it happens. You make mistakes on set.
And I honestly, I make tons of mistakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to
pull
out my own hair.
You correct it
yeah,
well.
I just want to pull out my own hair and scream and run. But he told me, he's like, if you don't recover, your audience won't recover. But
correct.
if you do, they will.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, you all didn't see that? And I'm like, what? Because I've moved on from it. They
Correct.
also move on from it.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of training from him, but I've been surrounded by, I would say, veteran journalists who kind of, molded me. Curtis Williams, Rosemary Sant,
good people.
Moya Thomas, Jones P. Madera, Julian Rogers. I mean, they were all kind of there saying,
some point in time.
Let's go this way instead of that way. I had mentorship, but I don't know if many of the young people coming into newsrooms have that same kind of guidance. And it's needed. It's needed because, as I said, there is a science to it. There is an art to it.
And that brings up an interesting question, right? Globally, we see a big issue now with fake news.
Yeah.
The internet penetration allowing everybody to get online and find all these different responses to global issues. Yeah. What's your take on that and how it's impacted on Trinidad?
We have fake news in Trinidad.
Yeah, tons of it.
Well, fake hair, there's fake money, there's fake everything. So fake news is a product of the society and also the fact that we are consuming information so fast and there's so much information coming to us on a daily basis that it's so easy for something untrue to blossom and burgeon and just grow. But, you have to have your sensibility about you as a news consumer and also as a journalist. You have to have sensibility. You have to be able to question things.
And you don't think you don't have to rush to be the first to say it? I find a lot of people...
What you're describing, Simone, is not fake news, That's just bad reporting.
Well, yeah, true.
If you're sacrificing...
You don't verify your story,
if you're sacrificing verified, timely, accurate, and relevant news at the altar of expediency, then that's bad reporting. Yeah. As opposed to a completely fake story.
Setting out to give... to mislead.
So it's, like I said, young journalists coming in need to be trained. They need to have opportunities to grow and to develop and mentorship. Mentorship. And I have tried. I have tried as much as I can. And I can say that the newsroom that I'm leaving in a couple of weeks, you're right. They are right.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
They are right. I have to tell you.
I see you've been doing a lot of mentoring for school children, going around talking to various schools. But your message is always very authentic, real, genuine, because you speak from your own personal experiences. So I think the kids, when I see it on Facebook, because that's where I really see it, they're always engrossed in everything. They hold on to every last word that comes out. Do you think that they are really not just hearing, but also receiving the message that you're sending to them?
Well, I certainly hope so. I kind of noticed a couple of months ago that the innate skill of a reporter ought to be storytelling.
Yeah.
Taking complex things and weaving them together in a very simple way, building narratives. And from a very young age, I've been a storyteller. Like I can, something happened to me down the road, I come back, I tell my granny, she says, oh, ting, 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 whatever. And I realized that I have a skill that has been nurtured through journalism to tell stories. Because the things that I talk about, big thing, it's just things that I've lived.
That's real, it happened to you, yes,
things
your
that I've
life.
actually lived, things that I've experienced. And I just try to share those stories and try to find a way that we could learn, like, what is the moral of the story that I'm telling, kind of thing. And so far, they've been very receptive. Even the 3-year-olds, they kind of get it. And I think that people just like when you are yourself, your imperfect, unbalanced self. They just like when you're yourself.
Be your authentic self, right? That's it.
So when I go up there, I'm just like, guys, there are a lot of things that I fail at, and I'm going to try to do this thing, and so that it's been working, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have all of these opportunities.
So even though you're leaving us, and we're not going to be seeing you every night in our homes anymore, is this something you're going to continue doing?
Oh, for
with
sure.
your new position?
For sure. Wherever I have the opportunity to, inspire and motivate people. As a matter of fact, I believe that is my greater calling. That's my greater calling, that I've had the opportunity to nurture as a journalist and as a news reporter. But I believe that was there before I was here. So I'm going to keep doing it as much as I can. Call me. Call me. And
She's
we'll
available.
We'll see. I'll try to make myself available, for sure.
And you're very faith-based, yes?
For sure. Yeah. I had a grandmother. If I come to my grandmother and I say, Granny, my head hurting me, before this lady give me a Panadol.
Or Limacol to start before right?
Before the Limacol, before the Panadol, I would get a Holy Ghost call down prayer, hand on my head, we bind this headache in the name of Jesus. And I grew up with this woman who always put prayer and that kind of belief before everything else.
That was all you knew?
That was what I knew, and that is what I continue to know. So, up to now, when I'm starting a newscast, I write on the piece of paper, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, because that's what I believe.
But what happens when you get a headache now?
I take a Panadol. I take a Panadol, but that the practice of praying is something that I learned from my grandmother, and it's a very, very much a part of me. So something going on at the office, they're looking for me. I in the bathroom. You understand? I in the bathroom getting ready with my prayer. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have said this because I'd be afraid of judgment. I'd be afraid of people measuring my life against my faith or whatever. But we are imperfect. And faith, believing in God is not, it does not make you perfect. Believing in God is simply, I am imperfect, but this can help me do better. And every day I'm going to take a step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
And well, she is stepping, because she is going to be stepping, leaving us and moving on. Golda, thanks so much for coming on, loving. Thank you so much, babe. It was good to have you with us.
I really appreciate it.
And even though you did not tell us where you're going to, we will find out. We will find out.
I know that you will find out. And I just want to say, guys, this platform that you have here, I just want to bless it.
Amen.
May it do great things. It's time we have opportunity for people to just talk about
and be
us.
real, right?
About us.
Got
we don't talk about us.
Yeah.
I love it.
TV.
Okay, can we go on break now?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. We're going to take a break.
We'll be right back.